Hey, somebody see what we on? Oh yeah. Go to Trumpet.
Good?
Yeah. We on? I can't see.
All right.
Put it open first, and then blow.
Easier. This is Gillespie over there. All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come out every week to prophesy the downfall of the wicked kingdom called America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures. All right. And the priests, the salvation of the children of Israel, will start with the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, onto the speckled bird of Israel, scattered around the four corners of the earth. But first, we want to give praises to the Most High and His Son, in the true Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, known as the Holy Tongue. All right. I said, Kal, Alayim, La, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah. All right, double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders, and shalom to you, Akim, and Agwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth from the four corners of the earth. Hey, shalom. Or we should say Shabbat shalom. All right, because yesterday evening, was a new moon. And on this new moon, going according to the apostles, we're going to keep what you call the Feast of Trumpets. All right, some people keep it maybe about a month or so later, you know, but we're going to keep it with the elders. So the Feast of Trumpets, that's what we're going to go into. All right. Now, on this day, let's start off. Let's go to the scripture. Let's get we're going to get Leviticus 23 and 23. All right. And Hosea 3 and 4. Let's bring that up.
All right. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 23.
Right. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Bible, man. La Familia. All right.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Right. Yahweh. That's right.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel.
Right. To the children of Israel. This is what we're supposed to keep. These are the customs we're supposed to follow, all right? But what they teach you in the Christian churches is that you're forgiven of all sins, so you can sin, you know, and not be judged. You know, they try to say the law is done away with. All right, go ahead.
Saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets.
Right, so in the 7th month, you know, September is it's the 7th month according to the Julius Caesar calendar. So some people keep it according to the new moon, which it would be like another month or so later down the road. All right. But hey, just as long as you keep it throughout that year, just like the Day of Atonement. And the scriptures say, judge not a man in the Sabbath, you know? So as long as you keep the holy days at some point. Go ahead, brother. So the Feast of Blowing Trumpets, go ahead out.
And holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right, which makes it a Sabbath. All right, a rest. All right, so that was it.
I got a little bit more.
All right.
But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Right, so we offer an offering made by fire, which is what? Sacrifice. All right, so now the Lord did away with sacrifice. All right, is that it on that?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. All right. Hosea 3 and 4, real quick.
The book of Hosea, chapter 3 and verse 4. Yet let no man strive, nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priests.
Yeah, keep going. Hosea 3 and 4, right?
Come on.
Yeah, keep going.
Verse 5. Therefore shalt thou fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. Verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Oh, you went from Hosea 3 and 4?
I got it.
Yeah, that's
Oh, it's lucky.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm about to
All right, it's the book of Hosea, chapter 3 and verse 3. And I said unto her, thou shalt abide for me many days.
Hosea 3 and 4?
3 and 4 is lucky. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king.
Right, so we abided many days without a king, right? You know, go ahead.
And without a prince.
Without a prince. See that? And that's what Esau was after. If we say we have a king, Esau going to destroy us. You know, that's what they did in the Roman Empire. They said the king is born unto the children of Israel. And what did the Herodian dynasty in the Roman Empire do? They set out to kill whoever called themselves king of Israel. All right, go ahead, brother.
And without a sacrifice.
And without a sacrifice. See that? So we don't have a sacrifice that we can give physically. So that's not what the Lord talking about. That was in the ancient time. We don't have to go out and go kill a lamb. Yahushua was our ultimate atonement for our sin. All right. So the Lord said, "What? He should not. He's not receiving that sacrifice anymore." So what sacrifice do we have? We have a spiritual sacrifice. Go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service.
Right. So that's part of showing faith. So that's one step towards showing sacrifice. Is yourself presenting your body as a living sacrifice, preparing it for the altar. This is an altar where we teach. All right. So you got to sacrifice. And on the day of the Feast of Trumpets, what was happening in Israel when we came out of Egypt, it was set up as a memorial, meaning to remember. You see that we're supposed to remember on this day and be in a joyful spirit, and a spirit of hope of what the Lord is going to do again, meaning deliver us from what? Bondage, from Egypt. All right, deliver us from our impoverished situation, man. You see that? So once the Lord delivered us from Egypt, we had a memorial, and on this day, the seventh day of the month, the 7th month, people were doing sacrifices all day. All right, offering up free will sacrifices all day and prayers. And on that day as well, all throughout Jerusalem and all throughout Israel, you would hear trumpets going off. So that's why the Lord said today represents the memorial of blowing the trumpets to when the Lord delivered us from Egypt. And when the Lord is going to, and it's an expectation of that the Lord is going to do it again. That's what today represents. To remember and to expect and to hope that the Lord is going to do it again. All right. Let's get Baruch chapter 2 and 30. Somebody already read. You read Leviticus 23 already, right? Right. So it's a memorial blowing the trumpets. And the Lord said, "What? We're supposed to come out of this place, you know, mentally, because we forgot who the hell we were." Somebody get that? Discontinue from the heritage.
I got Baruch.
All right, come 1 second. Yep.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4.
Okay.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
See that? It's going to burn for a long time. That's what the Lord was saying, man. It's going to burn forever. He's always going to be mad at the wicked. All right? So that's why the Lord is going to make the children of Israel righteous. See, the Lord doesn't change. He changes not. All right? But he said we will, yeah, right? He said we're going to discontinue from our heritage. What was our heritage? The laws. He said, this is your wisdom in the sight of the nations. That's what separated us from the nations, man. The law, statutes, and commandments. All right? Which you'll call righteousness. Go ahead, brother.
It's Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16.
Right. So in this place where we've been made servants unto the wicked, we are to remember the Lord, man. You know, and part of that is the memorial trumpets.
All right. So thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Although I have cast thee far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them a little sanctuary in the country where they shall come.
Right. So yeah, the Lord has become our little sanctuary. That's why these holy days, these high holy days, he said what? They're gonna be solemn assemblies. You know, it's not gonna be a lot of people. Like you see at IUIC. And, you know, and they be having these big giant parties in these assemblies at the in these auditoriums and shit like that, man. Having celebrities there performing and stuff. All right. So the Lord said everything supposed to be a solemn assembly. And wherever he said, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, he's in the midst. So we were scattered around the 4 corners of the earth. So when we come together in this truth, the Lord is in the midst. He said, what? I will be to them as a little sanctuary, man. All right. A covering. Because America's about to be destroyed. And that's the humor. All right, go ahead, brother.
It's the book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 30.
Right, because people think this is funny, you know? So go ahead, brother.
For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
Right, you got a stiff neck right there. That's a stiff neck.
But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
Right, so, yep. He said, in the land where we were held captive, that's where we're going to remember ourselves. You see that? Not when we was in the land in 70 AD. The Lord was like, nah, in the future, got to be done away with. Israel got to be off the earth. You know, he was going to destroy us utterly, completely. You know, as a nation. So now he's brought back a portion. You know, those that he set up to repent. All right, let's keep going. Jude 1 and 5.
Jude or Judah?
Jude.
Yep, Jude. You already read Baruch, right? The 2 and 30?
You already read it.
Yeah, okay. Jude 1 and 5.
This is
Jude. Go ahead.
This is Jude chapter 1, verse 5. It says, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this.
Right, the Lord is putting us in remembrance. You know, the same ones that knew the Lord in the past, they're the ones that are being put in remembrance. You know, that's a cut on vocab. Because vocab think these Edomites and these heathens can make it and can know the Lord. When the Caucasian race, they're the heathens that I'm talking about. They're the Edomites. All right. So they think that they can repent. Well, the word repent means to turn back to something. So how can they turn back to something they were never a part of? See, the children of Israel were told to remember and to do what? Go ahead, brother.
It says, this is Jude chapter 1, verse 5. It says, I will therefore put you in remembrance.
Right, so he's going to put us in remembrance through this word that was written. You see that? All right, that stood the test of time. It's still here waiting on us in this matrix for us. Go ahead.
It says, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt.
Right, there you go. See that? And what did we do? We blew the trumpet. Go ahead.
It says, afterward destroyed them that believed not.
Right. No, that should be the thing, right? This is on that. 5 and 11.
5 and 11.
Oh no, Judges. I mean, my bad. I'm on a different one now. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get Hebrews 13 and 15. I'm saying pressing button, deleting shit.
Hebrews 13 and 15.
Yeah, kind. Yeah, kind. Judges 5 and 11. Whichever one. They both.
Go ahead.
They both cool.
I got Hebrews.
All right, this is Judges chapter 5, verse 11. It says, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers and the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
Right. So yeah, man. So the ones that are set up to hew wood and draw water, they're usually in the position of servitude. All right. And in this place, this is where we're going to what? Rehearse the righteous acts. All right. So yeah, we rehearse the righteous acts, man. And this is one of them, the high holy days. The blowing of the trumpet. All right. But if you blow a trumpet, does that matter? It's a custom of ours. If you go sacrifice a lamb or a pigeon, turtle dove, does that matter? The Lord ain't dealing with that. What he wants is what? Our spiritual sacrifice now. He wants us to blow the trumpet spiritually. So I look at this day as a revival. You go through hell all week or all year, then you get to the memorial of the trumpet. The Lord commands you to be in a remembrance spirit and joyful, hoping that he's going to deliver us again, anticipating it. All right, let's keep going. Who got it?
It says they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel.
That's right. So we're going to rehearse the laws towards each other. That's what he means. All right, you're going to rehearse keeping the laws towards each other as well. All right, we ain't going to be able to do it perfect, but in the kingdom, we're going to be perfect. In the kingdom, we're going to keep the holy days perfect, but we're rehearsing right now. All right, so that's why it's like if you can't keep it on the right day, you try your best. All right,
Somebody want to get Colossians 2:16?
Yeah, Hebrews.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 15. By him, therefore, let us offer the sacrifice of praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, continually.
Right.
That is the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to his name.
Right. So that's our sacrifice now, the fruit of our lips. See that? So that's the offering that we give now. That's the sacrifice that the Lord accepts. What's that? Spiritual sacrifice? Yeah. So that's spiritual sacrifice. The fruit of our lips represent our sacrifice now. So on the day of trumpets, you're usually supposed to give sacrifice all day. All right, and say prayers and blow your trumpet. So our sacrifice is the fruit of our lips now. Somebody know what that's at?
What's that?
Spiritual sacrifice.
Romans 12:1.
Yeah, can I get that?
Yeah, you can bring that Colossians out.
No, I need 1 Peter 2 and 5.
1 Peter 2 and 5.
Real quick.
And this is the book of 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 5.
Right.
Ye also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifice acceptable to Yahweh by Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
There you go, man. So the only way the Lord is accepting our sacrifice today, that's acceptable to him, is the spiritual sacrifice. And he said through Yahweh Shai. See that? It got to be through him. Which is what? He said spirit and truth. Somebody get that, Babak Shai? And then we get the Colossians right after that. That's right. So what's our spiritual sacrifice? It's the testimony of Yahweh Shai, and it's the testimony of Yahweh.
John chapter 4, verse 22, it says, ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
There you go. So if you call yourself doing a sacrifice, you got to be in the spirit, and it has to be in the truth. All right? And it has to go through Yahweh Shai to get to have the message secure. All right? You got to be from. If you're saying if you're saying it's a message from Yahweh, it got to come from Yahweh Shai through you. All right? Anybody got any precepts? Just in case you're holding something. Okay. Don't go ahead, bro.
Romans 11 and verse.
No, you good. Either one.
This Romans 11 and 11. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? Yahweh forbid, but rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles to provoke them to jealousy.
There you go, man. So through the fall, who is that? The ones that fell is talking about the leaders of our nation. All right, and we only fell. That goes into what we read last week with Song of Solomon, where it said, "I'm black but calmly." And we only fell so that we could be scattered, just like Yahushua. He only got crucified so that his spirit could be spread further, just like they say the shock of corn hits the ground, or wheat, and then it creates more. All All right, so we fell so that his word would be established around the four corners of the earth where we were scattered. All right, so that's the only reason. You know, go ahead. Oh, yep.
It's the book of Colossians.
Yep. So once we fell as a nation, 70 AD, and we fell away from our heritage. Now the Lord is bringing us back from being Gentiles. All right, and that's the remembrance. All right, go ahead, good brother.
And this is the book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 16. Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of an holy day,
right,
or of the new moon or of the Sabbath days.
There you go. Keep going.
Which are a shadow of things to come, but the body is of Yahushua Mashiach.
There you go, man. Yep. So all these things are a shadow of things to come. So you try your best. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so you try your best, man. But he said what? But the body that's left on the earth, that's connected to the head, Yahushua, that's Yahushua upon the earth. All right. But other than that, we don't have any way, we don't have any altar, we don't have a physical temple. You know, we don't have any, we don't have need of trumpets. Yeah, good brother. Good. You got it.
Verse 18, let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worshiping of angels, intruding into those things which he have not seen, vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind.
Right, and that's a cut on people like vocab, man. They think they got the map to heaven. Talking some damn Holy Trinity and all this madness, you know? So they have you worshiping angels. You go to be a police officer, they worship the angel Michael. All right? They have you worshiping the spiritual demon Satan on the left-hand side. All right? So let's stick to the point. Let's get back to it, yo. Let's get Isaiah 30 and 15. We already read Hebrews 13 and 15.
Isaiah 30 and 15.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 15. For thus saith the Lord God, the Holy One of Israel, in returning and rest shall ye be saved.
Right, so in returning and in rest shall we be saved. So you got to return first. And this is part of that returning. You know, going out and teaching our people to return back to the Father. All right, and in returning shall we be saved. Why? Because we were lost. We were put in darkness. We were spiritually dead. And now the Lord has woken us up to return. And we should be thankful for that. You know, that's what this day represents, the Feast of Trumpets. Blow you up the trumpet, sound the alarm. You know, get your crowd hype, get your team hype. You know, get your house shine them hype. Go ahead, brother.
In quietness and in confidence shall your strength, or shall be your strength.
A little stronger, brother.
In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength, and ye will not. But ye said, no, for we will flee upon horses, therefore shall ye flee. And will we ride upon the swift, therefore shall they pursue you, be swift.
Right, so that happened to us. That's when we fell. All right, that goes into what Brother Nathaniel was reading. We fell, you know, the Lord had us destroyed. But then what? Go ahead.
1,000 shall flee at the rebuke of one, and the rebuke of 5 shall ye flee.
Yeah, keep going.
Till ye be left as a beacon upon the top of a mountain, as an ensign up on a hill.
Right, so we was left as just a beacon upon these mountains. You see that? So upon these mountains, upon these governments, we've been left as a sign, as a beacon. You know, the prophecies landed on us. You know, you can look at the prophecies and they fit our people. That's a sign upon our people. You see that? So, you know, and he said, and there's a what? A sign. He said a beacon and what else?
Till ye be left as a beacon upon the top of a mountain, and as an ensign on a hill.
On the hills, man. You see that? Keep going, brother.
And therefore will the Lord wait that he may be gracious unto you.
Right. So the Lord is waiting right now. You see that? He's waiting out in the heavens. And until he's able to be gracious to us, he's holding that back. Go ahead.
That he may be gracious unto you, and therefore will he be exalted.
Right. So that's what it's about. The Lord being exalted in this day. All right, go ahead. He's waiting for himself to be exalted.
That he may have mercy upon you, for the Lord is a God of judgment. Blessed are ye, blessed are all that wait for him.
There you go, man. That waiting. Blessed are all that remember him and those that wait for him. All right, and rehearsing the righteous acts. So you're blessed for that, man. You're blessed to be awoken to this truth, and that's something to be enjoyed about. We ain't got to walk around with our heads hanging down. The Lord said, "What? He's on the throne, man. You know, he conquered death. So we should be joyful. But this world will try to have you in shambles, man. You know, have you doubtful, have you upset, frustrated, dealing with carnal issues to distract you, to have you focused on the hand instead of focused on what the hand is pointing at. You know, the beauty out there in the heavens. All right, that was it on that.
Verse 19, for the people shall dwell in Zion at Jerusalem, thou shalt weep no more. He will be gracious unto thee at the voice of thy cry. He shall hear it, he will answer thee.
There you go, man. All right, because the Lord didn't want to hear our cries before. He blocked himself. He said he covered himself with clouds so that our prayers would not pierce through. You see that? But now he said, I have heard you in an acceptable time. So this is the time when he's accepting our spiritual sacrifice. Go ahead, Doc.
This is Isaiah chapter 43, verse 19. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. All right, so basically going into him making our way, because at one point in time he turned his face away from us and he put his back towards us. Yep. But now he's turning his face towards us with Yahweh Shai, and that's our enzyme. That's why he said, "Blow you the trumpet in Zion, man, make an alarm on my holy mountain," because the day of the Lord is at hand, and that's the day that we look forward to.
Right. And what did the Lord tell him? He said, "Yo, if you drink of this water, you should not thirst anymore." Because it was a dry time. You see that our people were dry. Then the Lord brought the water. See that? And that stream led to what? What's the one you always read? It started off as a stream from 2,000 years ago and became a brook. Right?
I got it. This is Sirach chapter 24, verse 27. Verse 29. It says, "For her thoughts are more than the sea, and her counsels profounder than the deep."
Right, so that means Yahweh came out here and gave us wisdom, all right? Gave us straight wisdom from Yahweh, understanding.
I also came out as a brook from a river and as a conduit into a garden.
Right, man. Moving waters. Conduit meaning control. Like the church of Israel. You know, started off with Yahweh to Peter, to Paul, to the followers, the sheep that had no shepherd at the time until Yahweh showed up. All right, those were the ones that were waiting on him. And to the Gentiles, the Israelites that were scattered, the foreigners. So all the way to us today, which is the sea.
All right, it says, verse 31, it says, "I said, I will water my best garden and will water abundantly my garden bed. And lo, my brook became a river and my river became a sea. I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning and will send forth her light afar off."
There you go, man. So see that? It went from the water to explain it as the doctrine. And and talked about it being a light that was going to shine afar off, meaning all around the world. All right. So let's keep going. Oh, you got precepts? Let's get some precepts real quick. Yeah.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 54 and verse 6. "For the Lord hath called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou wast refused, saith thy power. Yep. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee. In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment. But with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith the Lord thy Redeemer."
Right. And the token of that mercy is Yahweh and you being in this truth. So we should be joyful about that. All right. He said, I will bring you back as a woman forsaken. See, we were forsaken, but what did Paul say? Romans 11. We were forsaken, but the Lord said it was for a little moment. That was just a moment to him. 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 4,000 years, whatever. All this time, man, was a moment to the Lord. But he said, "I'm gonna bring you back." His servant. He's gonna bring his servant back to him, not bringing a new nation. Go ahead,
This is book of 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. Therefore, if any man by in Yahweh Shai is a new creature, all things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new.
Huh. That's right. You want to speak on it? That's right. So you basically become a new creature, a new creation, man. Once you step out here to this truth, Paul said the old man must die. So you begin to kill the old man. You know, and you become the realization that the Lord is literally walking through you, man, living through you on this earth. You know, you had what they call that, the footprints in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you look down and saw more footprints than yours, and you realize he was carrying you. All right. He said he's gonna be with us in the world. We got to realize. I think the Lord wants us to realize that now. At this point. Go ahead, Doc.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 49, and verse 15. Can a woman forget her suckling child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb?
Right. 2/3 of these women do today. They begging for abortion law.
Yeah. They may forget, yet will I not forget thee. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hand.
Right. They might forget, but Yahweh Shai not gonna forget us. He's saying he's showing you the difference, man. It's a big difference. You know?
Verse 16, behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands.
Right. So he's up there looking at the holes in his hands. You know what he did for us. We engraved upon his hands. You know, so you better be damn sure he's gonna come back and deliver us. Right, go ahead, brother.
Thy walls are continually before me.
Right, man. So our walls, meaning what? What do your walls represent? Our defense. If the walls are broken, then we're undefended. So the Lord is always monitoring that. You know, he's always monitoring that, whether we need it or we don't. All right, go ahead. No, you good. You good.
This is Romans chapter 11, verse 1. I say then, hath Yahweh cast away his people? God forbid.
Right.
For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham.
Right. So the Lord did not cast away the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. They call us forgotten people, or just nobody, or black, or, you know, a problem. But the Lord said, I have not forgotten these people, man. They put us in slavery. You had the civil rights movement. You still got these cops bashing our people in the heads today on the street. But the Lord said, I have not forgotten them. Your president might forget you. Your woman might forget you. But the Lord said, I have not forgotten them, man. And the Lord is a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. His name is Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, brother.
God hath not cast away his people, which he foreknew. Won't ye not what the scripture, won't ye not what the scripture saith of Elijah? How he maketh intercession to God against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and dig down thy altars.
Right, they killed the prophets and they dug down the altars. Go ahead. So we don't have no altar. Our only altar is spiritual now. But the Lord said, lift ye up a trumpet. Lift up your voice like a trumpet upon the high mountain. And that high mountain, that exalted mountain, that government is America. Go ahead.
And I am left alone.
Don't lift up your gun. Lift up your voice. Go ahead, brother.
And I am left alone, and they seek my life.
Yep. So we left alone as a nation in this place. All these nations have somebody to protect them. The Caucasian race, the Edomites, they have the government to protect them. If not, they had the European government, which is like Rome, you know, the Illuminati, the World Bank, the IMF, the Federal Reserve. You keep going on and on. The Chinese, they have China to protect them. North Korea, they have Kim Jong-un. I guess you say he protecting them. But all these nations have some type of form of protection. But Israel, we just left out here. But the Lord said, no, I put them there for punishment. I did not forget them, though.
And the thing about it is all these other nations, right? If you're from Chinese descent, there's a Chinese embassy here in the United States that you go to receive refuge. We are the only nation that doesn't have an embassy anywhere on this earth where we can go to seek refuge for. At period, point blank.
Yep. That's right, man. You talking about the mom and pop store? They ain't refuge.
For real.
The liquor store and the club is not refuge.
No, it ain't. That's more destruction.
Yeah, in the church. Kanak, then Mazan, then the brother. Then the
all right, this is Hosea chapter 1 and 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Well, who is it going to be said through? It's going to be said through the prophets. The prophets going to be out here saying, hey, you're an Israelite. We're going to be saying it to each other. There it shall be said, and the nation's going to say it in that last day, according to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. All right? You got a point on that?
No, the point is just saying that you know, we have no our only refuge is to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So all these people don't even count us as being a nation. We're still counted as 3/5 of a man. But in the place where it said that we are nobody, that we're not the people of the Lord, where we're claiming, where we're surnaming ourselves, where he surnamed us Israel, this is the land where they're going to say those are the sons of God.
Right, man.
Because according to Romans chapter 8, verse 20, the whole earth is waiting, with 8 and 19, the whole earth is waiting for the manifestation of who the sons of God are. But it's going to be revealed in that time when Yahweh Shai shows up.
Go ahead, my bad.
All right, this is the book of Baruch.
You can speak on it too.
Chapter 4. I'm going to start at verse 1. This is the book of the law. Shalaki, this is the book of the commandments of Yahweh and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take heed of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mightest be illuminated.
Yeah, you speak on it.
Con, you know what I'm saying? And this is the book of the commandment. You know, just like we have a high holy day that we're supposed to be keeping, man.
Yeah.
You know, and if our people rehearse the righteous acts, you know, only good can come from that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not leaving the book of the commandment as the scripture just said. So you're going to come to life. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai has a reward for keeping the righteous acts, man.
Right.
And the ones that leave it shall die. That's the whole reason why we went into captivity, because we left the book of the law.
Right.
And left the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai.
Right, and the commandments come from Yahweh Shai now.
Con.
We got to keep his commands too. Not just the law. You got to keep the commands that the Lord told us to do. All right, I mean, to come out here, teach, stand in the truth, enduring to the end.
All right, verse 3.
Come on, brothers.
Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. And that's what 2/3 of our people do, man. You know what I'm saying? They give their honor that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai surnamed them Israel unto another nation, man. You know, they think the Edomites are the children of Israel.
Yeah, like Sean Poe.
Hey, and all of that, that's another cut on vocab. Because we're not supposed to give our honor unto another nation, man. So there's with that being said, there's no other way for any other nation to come into the fold, man. Period.
O Israel, happy are we, for the things that are pleasing to Yahweh are made known unto us.
Oh, right. And also that giving honor to another nation, it goes into selling out. You know, acting like these other nations, you handing over your honor. It's like you bowing down, you just laying down as a ground for them to walk over. And they're going to do it. And it also goes into like your woman. He said, don't give your crown unto your strength unto your woman. And don't let no man take your crown. So don't give your honor to these nations, you know.
Don't trim your ways to seek love.
There you go. Don't trim your ways to seek love. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Bible, man. You got to turn back and repent. America about to be destroyed. You know what I mean? All right, go ahead, brother.
Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Ye were sold to the nations.
The memorial of Israel. And that's what we've become, a sign. That's it. A sign upon the mountains of these nations. Go ahead.
Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved Yahweh to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies. That's what I agree.
All right. Next precept.
This is Romans chapter 8, verse 36. As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. So we're in the middle of being chastised right now. 2/3 of our people don't want to be chastised. They want to live it up. But the Lord is refining his elect, and his people understand that. And we know that knowing that we're being built up, we're exalting the Most High at the same time.
Right, bro. You gotta have some strong ones. You leave from teaching, man. You gotta lift up your voice, man. And you wind up leaving with a bunch of ab muscles. You want some cardio? Come out here and teach. Go ahead.
This is just to back up what the brother Nathar was saying about. I mean,
Brother Mazan.
Brother Mazan was saying about being obedient and doing the work of Yahweh Shemel Shah. This is James chapter 1, verse 22. It says, "But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves." So you must be a doer of the word. I mean, you must be obedient. You must follow the laws, statutes, and commandments as the Heavenly Father has set up for us to do. You must be obedient to Him, because following His setup and following the way He wants you to do it, you'll never ever go wrong. You always end up right. You start off right, you end up right, as the saying goes. You start off wrong, you end up wrong. So be ye doers of the word and hearers. Do both, hearing and doing.
And what did Samuel say to Saul? It said, obedience is better than sacrifice. So, all right, so what is our sacrifice? Presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice. So you're killing two birds with one stone. We're being obedient, right, by coming out here and teaching, and it's also committing a spiritual sacrifice unto the Lord by coming out here and teaching. So by you teaching, you're covering both sides. You're being obedient. You're obeying the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, not out here being wicked. And you're presenting of your bodies as a living sacrifice, saying, Lord, I'm coming to you. I'm willing to present myself as a sacrifice, as well as He did. We don't have to do it to the magnitude that He did it, but that's the least we could do.
May I add on to that? Also, like when I was growing up, about your parents, when they want you to do something, my parents, it didn't matter who said it, my father or my mother, but they would always say obedience is better than sacrifice. Basically saying it's better for you to be obedient than to get greased up for being hard-headed and disobedient.
You gotta just all right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 15. He that verse 14. Whoso fear of the Lord will receive his discipline, and they that seek him early shall find favor. Con, and I just brought that out to back up the brother Kanat and the brother Nakar, man. You know, that discipline to take you a long way, man. You know what I'm saying? Listening and hearkening and fearing the Lord and giving Him His reverence, you know what I'm saying, is going to take you all the way to that finish line, man.
Man, that's a beautiful word that you use, discipline, because learning from the elder the true what discipline really means. And you got to understand it. It said, discipline is doing something when you don't even feel like doing it.
Right.
Because you're not always going to be motivated.
Yeah.
So that's when discipline kicks in.
Yep.
When you're tired, still push through, read that next chapter. Yep. When you're tired, still push through and do that next lesson. You know? And that's also showing sacrifice, man.
Yep. Inspiration is like a light that you got to use. Inspiration is a light, but discipline is the walk that carries it. You know? Somebody get 1 Samuel 15 and 22 all the way to 23.
15 and 22.
Yeah, come on.
It's 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. It says, and Samuel said, hath the Lord,
We'll get back to the point in a minute.
it says, hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord?
Right, 1 Samuel, yep, go ahead.
It says, behold, to obey is better than sacrifice.
There you go. See that? That what Canuck was just speaking on. To obey is better than sacrifice. See that? So obey what Yahweh Shai said from Yahweh. That's way better than any sacrifice that we can do. That's what Yahweh Shai did. He came down here and he obeyed Yahweh.
Because what is the sacrifice for? Disobedience.
Disobedience.
That's what the sacrifice is for. You got to sacrifice something for sin. So to obey is way better than sacrifice because there's no need for any sacrifice at that point.
Right. All right, go ahead.
It says to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams.
Right, go ahead.
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
Yep, so you become a witch once you rebel against the Lord. So 2/3 of our people, they're in that spirit of witchcraft. And we already know that. They're in the spirit of Satan on the left-hand side, man, in general. All right, they're under that witchcraft, that spell. All right, go ahead.
And stubbornness is an iniquity and idolatry.
There you go, man. So that's like basically their stubbornness. They're basically gonna be in idolatry, self-worship, worshiping American idols, meaning celebrities and famous people, worshiping money. See that they're gonna be caught up in that worshiping of idols, adultery. All right.
It says, because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord.
See that once they reject the word of the Lord, they get left out there in the dark for all the nocturnal animals come and get them. All the beasts of the field, all these nations to push their ideologies and philosophies and idols onto these people, man, to imprint them. Our people grow as what? Wild grapes. They grow and they soak up all the toxicity that this place has to offer. And the Lord said, yo, this place is like super toxic. He says, polluted. It shall destroy you with the sword destruction. But our people soak up the toxicity, man, the wickedness here. All right, go ahead. Oh, that was it, right?
All right, a little more.
All right.
It says, he have also rejected thee from being king.
All right, yep, go ahead, brother.
John chapter 14, verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Right, so.
And,
and also he was talking to Saul right there, but go ahead.
And that's not just talking about the commandments that are the 613 laws that he gave. Also following the examples that were set by the prophets of old, or by Yahweh, by Samson, by Elijah, by all of them, following in the footsteps that Yahweh set out for them, following the same old paths. All right, there's a lot of distractions out here, but we have to continue to pray, to teach, and to also live our life according to pleasing Yahweh.
Yeah, follow those examples of faith.
Follow those examples.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the footsteps.
The footsteps.
Right. So as there are distractions out here, we're supposed to be a distraction to the world, not the world distracting us. We become a distraction. So if you because if we were once a part of the world and something distracted us and pulled us out of the world, so now we become that distraction, the thorn in the side of this place. Right. That's why they want to get rid of us. If we weren't doing the work, they wouldn't care what we were doing. They would let us go down the unrighteous path.
Yeah, well, yeah, come on. We become distractions for each other. Because what distracted us would be Yahweh Shai. Got our attention. And we continue in that. That's why we do our videos. Somebody could be falling asleep. Somebody could easily be falling back into the world. And then you got a brother video that might just pop right up.
When I
keep them distracted from the fire that's going on, from the pain, from the suffering, man.
When I'm on YouTube, I look at all I can video. Damn, not what I do.
Do a video. Yeah. That's how I feel when I don't see one. I'm like, oh, it's for me.
Yeah, it's my turn now.
Yeah. You on the stage, like, where the show at?
You the show.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Let me grab my mic real quick.
Grab my mic. Oh, I got my mic right here in my pocket. Oh, somebody else a preset back here. Go ahead, man. It was two. Go ahead, brother. Come on, bring that power. All right, now.
This is Matthew chapter 7,
that's right.
21.
Hey, if you go on YouTube, you can find this, man. Yep. Is somebody give him the page real quick? You give it just tell him where it's at. He probably can pull it up on YouTube. That way you can check it out later, you know, when you're chilling. All right, go ahead, brother.
This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 21. And everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven.
Right, you want to speak on it?
Well, I'm going to read down to 23.
Okay.
Verse 22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, in thy name have cast out devils, in thy name done many wonderful works.
So these are the individuals that did the wrong sacrifice. They sacrificed all wrong.
All right,
keep going.
Verse 23, and then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
So they were sacrificing swine's flesh out here. They weren't doing it right. So the Lord's gonna say, depart from me. I never knew you, man. So he said, the sacrifice you made wasn't unto me. You were sacrificing to these idols because you have money on your mind.
Yeah, baseball caps and brands, and guns,
being tyrants and shit.
Yeah, man.
So basically, the Lord has a judgment for you too, and that's showing the king of terrors, because these individuals really think they're in the truth. They really think they're doing what they're supposed to do, and the Lord has them in that delusion, man. That just shows you the power of the Lord. That should always stay on your mind. And that's to always have you examining yourself, man. Because the Lord can have you in derision. You never know. So we use each other as distractions and testimonies on and the elders and the apostles on how to conduct our daily lives. You know, not wanting to stick our chests out and be over something, but want to be a part of something.
Yeah. Because a lot of wicked Israelites, they'll stick the chest out in pride. But you should stick your chest out in honor. You should feel honored to have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that you know you're Israelite, that you know who Yahweh is, Yahushua, Yaakim, Yahwatim.
Because you got individuals that go on these social media apps and then they'll play the big dog on the shelf, and then they try to create that fake facade like they're the top dog or like top G's, as somebody would say.
They got muscles but no spirit, like Ezekiel 37.
Right.
They got the sinews, but they don't have no breath.
Right.
Just to add on to the brother Ricardo's point.
Bring that power, y'all. Let's get it.
Just to add on to the brother Ricardo's point, like you were saying, they want to try to be the big dog, trying to make personas in Yahweh Shai, when the Lord, he ain't looking for personas. He looking for men. He looking for soldiers. So if you're trying to build up a persona, eventually he's going to get rid of that persona, because that persona does not go according to his spirit. The Lord looking for real men and soldiers,
not tyrants.
Like it. And if you watch any war movie from back in the day, whether it's Platoon or Saving Private Ryan, the one that was always the best soldier was the one that kept quiet. He didn't do a lot of talking. He stayed in solitude in his mind, thinking all the time, at all times, and being observant of his surroundings. And that's how we are to be as soldiers. We observe what's going on around us, because it's so easy for you to get distracted and become a part of this shit. That's how toxic this place is.
Man. And also as well, with that being said, great leaders and great soldiers, they can do what? They can learn. They can learn. They learn from somebody like a mentor, per se. And our mentor, our God, our King will be Yahweh Shai. Following after him.
Real quick about Kasab, but that's why the scriptures talks about keeping the integrity in the Lord, and not being steadfast in him, man. And not wavering, man. Right, that's what we ought to do, is practicing to be, steadfast in the Lord.
And that's the whole purpose of. That's one of the main purposes of the holy days still being in place. And we still, and us still, even though we don't get them perfect, it's a necessity for us to practice these things, man. For us to get a glimpse of what our covenant was, of what state of mind we were in before we were discontinued from our heritage. All right, go ahead.
Book of Hosea 6:5-6. Therefore, I have you then by the prophet. I have slain them by the word of my mouth, and thy judgment are as the light that God forth. For I desire mercy and not sacrifice, and the knowledge of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai more than burnt offering.
So basically, understanding this truth, having that seal of approval, man. All right, it's not all about being a dictator, a tyrant, or yeah, I go out every day. What are you doing when you go out? What are you doing when you do these lessons?
First Peter's, you can break it down too. First Peter's 4:9. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. You're gonna have debates, but as every man hath received a gift, even so minister the same one to another. So that means what? Buy the truth and sell it not.
Porque los morenos, latinos, indios americanos son los verdaderos hijos de Israel.
All right. And says, let him do it as, where is it at? As good, okay, as every man have received the gift, even so minister the same one to another.
So the Lord's looking for mercy and hospitality, man. So as he was merciful to you and gave you the gift, who are you to go ahead and stick your chest and be tired over somebody trying to teach them like this? Yeah, right.
Nate.
As good stewards of the manifold grace of Yahweh, stewards. All right, so we're not just soldiers, we're supposed to be stewards, man. All right, what the hell is a steward? A steward is like a servant. All right, not just a servant, but an officer. You know what I mean? And it says, if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Yahweh. You know, you gotta speak as the word of the Lord out here. All right, you can't just be out here just talking willy-nilly, just talking shit. Go ahead.
Oh, this is Isaiah.
All right, so yeah, we're focusing on the Feast of Trumpets, man, and the importance of remembering what the Lord did for us. Yep. Come on.
This is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Go to the rebellious children, thus saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. These people out here sticking their chest out, they're covering with pride. They're not covering with the spirit of the Lord, because the man of the Lord, he's going to humble himself when he's talking to you, trying to get you to understand something. But they're covering up with pride. Pride comes for destruction. That's what they're getting ready for, destruction.
And the thing about it is, that humbleness comes in when you realize the danger that the Lord pulled you out of. When you understand, when you see the word for what it is and what it's about to become of it, and the Lord pulled you out of that, it should no pride come nowhere about your body. You don't even realize what the Lord, you don't realize the mercy that the Lord had upon you by pulling you out of it.
Yeah. What are we talking about here? Are we talking about you going out there teaching aggressively and boldly? No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the one that like, you a nigga, man. We talking about you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Goddamn tyrants, nigga. All right, straight up. That's what we're talking about.
So, and then understanding the solemn assembly, even though we have these holy days, but this rest that we entered in through Yahweh Shem Yahushua is a solemn assembly.
Right. Now, if you're in that spirit of Mashab Allah, how he was, if you're in that spirit of the animal, the fucking maniac, Mississippi maniac, then that's what we're talking about. You know, ISUPK out there looking like they in the black military. You know what I'm saying? So
You got a precept.
yeah, let's keep rocking. It's all the facade, you know what I mean?
Matthew chapter 21.
Yeah, he's like, you can't call them, you gotta call the police and shit. You got a fucking crime emergency, you can call ISUPK. The nigga with the military boots and shit.
All y'all going to jail.
Your Honor, he's second in command on the outside.
Yeah, he was the general. Call the general.
Call the
You
general.
don't need no insurance.
Like some insurance shit, right? Good, man.
Matthew chapter 21, verse 5. This is Yahushua. Tell ye the daughter of Zion, behold, thy king cometh unto thee, meek and sitting upon an ass, and a colt, the foal of an ass. I'll read verse 6. And the disciples went and did as Yahushua commanded them.
Right, so we understand the colt and the fowl of an ass, that's two. That represents this right here. We the asses that the Lord talking about. All right, he really rode in on the donkey, but that's spiritual talking about. He's riding, he's on us right now. You see that? We're carrying him to his destination.
And if you claim to believe in Yahushua, under Yahweh, and you have no choice but to be humble, or you have no choice. The creator of the heavens and the earth came in riding on a donkey.
Right.
All right. He has the ability to come riding on something else.
God, man, a big chariot, man.
God.
So what is that individual to be over somebody saying, hey, man, and, you know, talking down on you when it's Yahweh Shah out there with a huge ass chariot waiting to come down, man. And you think he's gonna come back for somebody that's
for you?
Yeah, that's somebody that's trying to afflict a fellow brother.
And look at what he went through and gave no railing accusation against even 2/3 of our people. He said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. So who are you to try to rise up against one of his elect?
Right. And you got righteous correction. We ain't talking about that.
Not at all.
To correct each other, that's to help keep each other in the faith. You know, but we talking about the damn tyrants, man. You know, that claim they blowing up the trumpet when they really blowing up a damn kazoo.
I was gonna say, sometimes talking at people, I would say you can't teach at somebody. You must teach to someone.
Right.
Because you know, so like you say, the tyrants, whatever, they always trying to teach at and talk at. Some people get it, and sometimes you have to talk to and teach to for people to understand and for people to get it and then respond in life. But if you always coming hard, like you concrete, you're not gonna get nowhere. You're just gonna always be talking about whatever you be talking about.
Yeah, somebody come on your video, you like, fuck you niggas, and you niggas ain't shit, and you don't know nothing, you. And damn, what the hell? Who the hell you think listening to you?
Where's the mercy of Yahweh Shem Yahshua? Where's the love of Yahweh Shem Yahshua? The compassion.
What are you experiencing that? What are you experiencing that would make somebody want to follow you? You know, where's the personal relationship with Yahweh Shem Yahshua? Go ahead.
I got one to 6 and 16.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah 6 and 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. Where's the good way? And walk therein.
All right, so we ask for the good path and we look for the old way. What's that? The law, statutes, and commandments, and also the holy days. All right, so we don't celebrate Christmas, Nimrod Day. We don't celebrate Halloween, the Day of the Dead. We don't celebrate Easter, Ishtar, Babylonian. You know, we don't celebrate none of that, man. We celebrate the Lord's holy days that He set up for us. Yeah, and rehearsing them. Go ahead, brother.
And ye shall find rest for your souls, but they said, we will not walk therein.
Right, that's 2/3. 2/3 will not walk in the light. They rather be in the darkness so they can hide. You know, but they don't know that darkness is about to get lit up with fire. Right? So let's get back to the points. Anybody precept? Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and 7. Your iniquities and the iniquities of your fathers together, saith the Lord, which have burnt incense upon the mountains and blasphemed me upon the hills. Therefore will I measure their former work into their bosom.
Oh, right. So
thus,
right now you got, even in the ancient times, they were going around to different governments and different countries sacrificing to these idols, man. So even here in America, around these different governments and cities, our people are sacrificing to idols. You see that? So they're doing it again. So the Lord is revisiting that upon them. All right. So He told us in these mountains, we're supposed to give the righteous sacrifice. All right. Don't give a sacrifice of fools. Go ahead.
Verse 8, thus saith the Lord, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it, so will I do for my servant's sake, that I may not destroy them all.
See that? And what did the Lord say? Somebody get that in Revelation 6. See that? So what precept was that?
That was Isaiah 65 and 8.
All right, cool. I need that something else.
like the Lord say, let the multitude perish that were born in vain.
That's beautiful, man.
So He gave us a lifeline. You know, those who truly, sincerely believe in waiting on His coming, He gave us a lifeline.
And also, when it's saying Second Ezra, He said out of a bushel of grapes, he kept one cluster unto himself, man.
Yo, let the multitude perish. But what did He say in Revelation 6? The black horse.
Okay. This is Revelation 6. You got it. Go ahead.
Yep. Isaiah 65 is the answer to, or the backup to Revelation 6 and 5.
All right. This is the
and
book.
The one you just said too. You know, plus agree. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 6, and verse 5. And when He had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse.
Slavery.
And he that sat on him had a pair of balance in his hand.
There you go. So that goes into slavery. And also now, what is Esau trying to do? Bring a lot of death. That's what black represents, mourning. All right. So it started with that. And the Lord said they're going to put a yoke of iron upon us, right? Well, that yoke, they're trying to double down on that yoke and add a digital yoke, a spiritual yoke upon our people. All right, go ahead. So he had a pair of balances in his hand. All right, and that's Esau. Esau holding the balances. What's the balance? It means what? A yoke of iron.
And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny.
Right, so that's like a loaf of bread for a whole day's wages. What's that? Hyperinflation. All right, so go ahead. But what did the Lord say?
And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
So don't hurt the oil and the wine. And that breaks it down. You see that? All right, he said, we were going to be like the wine, the blessed wine that he wasn't going to destroy. You see that? So he said, don't hurt the oil and the wine, meaning the elect.
When he come and tear down the wine press, he will trick.
Turn down the grape. You went there, man. That was official. Yeah, that was beautiful. All right. Any more precepts? So the Lord is going to destroy a bundle of grapes, which is the 2/3 that were born in vain. But the elect, the Lord said He's going to keep them, don't hurt them. All right, that goes into Revelation 7, man. That's right, man. That's beautiful right there. That was clean. Go ahead, bro.
All right, 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was perils because of the devices that were coming to it. And I saw, morning. I said,
morning.
And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of a great people.
Right, that's the Israelites, and then going into the elect. Go ahead.
So let the multitude perish in vain, perish then which were born in vain, and let my grape be kept and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
See that? The Lord, with great labor, has the Lord continually made us perfect, man. All right? All the way up until the day of salvation, keeping us in remembrance until the day of salvation. But the 2/3 that are born in vain, it's nothing. The Lord said, yo, they're gonna perish. And He's gonna birth them right back again on the earth. All right, so everything they're doing right now on this earth, they're doing it in vain, in vanity. See that? Go ahead, brother.
This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9.
But the Lord said our works are going to follow us.
The Lord knows how to deliver the godly out of temptation and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished.
Right, but how would we know that if we didn't read? But the Lord said, what? Blessed is he that readeth. You know, so, and they that hear the words. So we wouldn't never know that if we didn't read his book. You see that? So He's keeping us in remembrance of what the Lord did for us, man. That's why we're blowing up the trumpet this year. You know what I mean?
If we didn't read the word, we would only have hope in the things that we see.
That's right. Just like Jake. They gotta be given eyes to see it. You know, like on what was that called? Big Trouble Little China.
Yeah.
when he drank that juice, he could see. Yeah, he could. I can see it. I can see the unseen now. Go ahead, brother.
All right, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, and I'm gonna start at verse 11.
Yep.
It says, but now I will not be unto the residue of this people, as in the former days of the Lord of hosts. Shalaki, that's not the
All right, go ahead, brother.
This is Zechariah. Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
Whoa, 2 parts. What's that? 2/3, man. Gonna be cut off. They already cut off, and they're gonna perish here, man. See that? The Lord gonna cut them off, man. He's gonna push them to the left. All right.
But the 3rd shall be left therein.
Right. So the 3rd gonna be left, meaning preserved. All right, left in chariots.
And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire.
So the Lord is bringing the elect through the fire. That's why we feeling the adversity. All right, but the Lord is keeping it. He said, I'll be with you in the fire, just like Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. So the Lord is with us in the fire, man, in this adversity. We got to know that. And He'll use His word like a sword that can later turn to a shield. Right up. The sword turned to a shield. That's right, man. All right, so the Lord, He'll protect you and compass you as with the shield in this place. And this is what the Lord is teaching us. Like, I don't need to send angels. I don't need to send all this to protect you. I can protect you. That was it, right? Yeah. No, I think that was it.
Oh, I got it.
All right, go ahead, brother. Come on, let's launch it. I'll keep this power going.
All right, this is Psalms chapter 34, verse 15. It says, the eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous.
Right, so the Lord is watching. Come on with it. That's what I just said. That's what we're talking about. So the eyes of the Lord are over us, man. He's watching you. He's taking care of you. He said your walls are always on His mind, meaning He's watching over your protection, your defense, you know, and what can get through and what can't. All right?
And His ears are open up to their cry.
That's right. So the Lord's ears are open to our cries ever since the time of slavery. The Lord has been hearing us crying out in them slave houses while Massa was at the table eating.
Verse 16, it says, the face of the Lord is against them that do evil.
That's right, man. So the Lord is against them that do evil. Right,
gluttony is evil.
Gluttony is evil, man. Go ahead, brother.
It says to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. It says the righteous cry, and the Lord hear and deliver them out of all their trouble.
Ooh, so the Lord, when we cry to the Lord, He'll deliver you, man. You know, that's power. That's the Lord watching over you. He said, "Yo, I'll carry you. I'm gonna guide you to the kingdom." He promised us that, man. That's joyful right there. That when you cry to the Lord, when you're able to cry to Him. How are we gonna cry to Him if we don't know who He is? How are we gonna know who He is if we weren't taught by who was sent from Him to teach? How shall they hear without a preacher?
How we gonna know who Him is if we don't know His name?
If we don't know His name.
Oh, I got a quick sir.
All right. So we should be thankful today, man. This is the day to celebrate, man. Play some good music, you know, spiritual music, Hebrew music. Play some trumpets. Chill with your family, the Akim, you know, and be thankful. Look back on the journey that you've come so far to, in the battle that the Lord brought you through, especially in His name. All the people that stepped up to you, tried to challenge you with the word, and now they've been confounded. These things to rejoice about. Because sometimes when you're in this truth, you begin to keep hacking at the wall so much, you forget this, you know, to be thankful and be grateful, man. You know.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 3. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is going out through all the earth, and the words to the end of the world. In them have He set a tabernacle for the sun. So like the brother was just saying, man, His words, man. So no nor language, speech, his words are there. All right, and Yahweh Shai is with us as well, you know.
Man,
right.
And now the Lord said He will not stop until, you know what I'm saying, His word is teached throughout all four corners of the earth. So when you start seeing, now you see it in the Philippines, you see it in Scotland, and all these different places, you see the believers of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai and sincerity and truth popping up. That lets you know that we're close to the end and the Lord is on His way, man. And His promise is about to be fulfilled. And He's waiting on to fulfill the promise. He waiting on Yahweh to say, go.
Yeah, a lot of us are.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 32 and verse 10. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. Be glad in the Lord.
That's that hedge. That's that wall. Mercy shall compass us about, the ones that truly believe in His name. But it's going to be many sorrows for the wicked, man. Laugh now, cry later, because they laughing at us now. We're a gazing stock. But America's really the gazing stock if you look at it. But people don't want to look at it as that if you got cancer, just because you ignore it don't mean it's not going to do its job. You can try to ignore the prophecies all you want to, man, but that's not going to, for what if somebody don't believe? You know?
This verse 11, be glad in the Lord and rejoice ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart.
Right. So the ones that are not upright in heart, they're not going to be rejoicing at this. All right.
And it said in heart, not in works. All right. Like the scriptures say, not in works that any man should boast.
Right.
You know, it's just be thankful.
Don't care about
what your mind can subscribe to this truth.
So yeah, we don't care about what you did for the community, activists, you know.
We don't care about what you think you did for your people, because you really didn't do nothing.
Yeah. Got a business started in the truth, you know what I mean? It's like, it don't make no sense. So let's keep going, man. Stay on the topic. Go ahead, brother. I want to get back on the
Book of
topic.
John 17:17 all the way to 21. Sanctify them through the word of truth, as thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world.
And that truth is our protection, man. It said the Yahweh is in spirit, and they that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth.
Right.
So that's going to be our hedge, man.
2 Ezra 15:11. Go ahead.
And for their sake, I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth.
All right, so he sanctified himself when he was crucified. So now we're sanctified through the truth.
He separated himself, yeah.
Right.
Neither pray I for this alone, but for them also we should believe on me through their word.
So not only the ones that are chosen to teach this word, but the ones that believe in the ones that in the words that we are teaching. All right, see, Yahweh Shai want all of them. You want all that you give me, Lord. I want all of them. That's what he said. This is the prayer from Yahweh Shai to Yahweh, man.
Right. That's the body coming together to join up to one another.
Right.
That day,
and the belief. Yep. Because they said it. Once the men and women and children believed Paul, they said they cleaved unto him. See that? Through their belief. So the ones that cleave, we cleave unto the words that were written of the prophets of old. And then we speak those words, and then others cling unto us, you know? And that goes into Isaiah 14.
John
17 and 21. That they all might be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also might be one in us, that the world might believe that thou hast sent me.
Right, man. So we become one. You know, and that's something to rejoice about right now, that we're one with Yahweh through the Spirit. You know, and the only wrestling is you or us. All right, when you get doubtful, you think you're not a man of the Lord, you get so frustrated, you're dealing with certain issues, you can't figure them out. And the Lord said easily, bring it up to him if you can't figure it out. All right, we're put in so many positions. He said manifold temptations. That means different types and different levels of trials that we're going to go through. And within those trials, we have every example, and we have a chance to call on Yahweh. He said, strength is made known in weakness. All right, let's get that one. Let's go to the bar real quick. Oh, yeah, right there.
It's Psalms 51 and 16. But thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. O power, thou will not despise.
Man, right, man. The Lord said he will not despise you, man, if you have a contrite heart and a broken spirit. And the Lord said that when he was here, he didn't show up to put out a smoking flax or a broken reed. All right, a broken reed shall he not break. Meaning what? If it's already broken, he's not going to break it anymore. He's going to fix it. If it's a smoking flax, a flax is what they used to use as candles. So if he sees somebody already lit up calling themselves a Jew and they claim to be keeping the law, he's not going to destroy them. He's going to tell them to just what? Light their fire more. They need to learn more. He's not going to put their fire out. He's saying, yo, you already know you're an Israelite. You just got to get more understanding.
Right. And
you don't know shit. You just a broken ass person. So you just need to break all the, you just need broken. You need to be put back together.
God.
That's it.
And he going to put you back together.
He's going to put you back together. Yeah. So he didn't show up to break even more the brokenhearted. All right. Instead, that's what he wants to heal.
And man, listen. Because in strength is shown in our weakness. So now we're at that broken spirit and contrite heart. And so now when he comes up, what does he give us? A sense of hope. Now our eyes are open to, oh, there is hope around here. There is some, because you know, at one point in time we all felt separated from the world. All right, so now with that calling, he shows you why he separated us. Just like how he prayed to the Father. He says, sanctify them through that truth. That word is truth. So that's a separation.
Yeah, you realize you're separated with the cornerstone. You know, the stone that the builders refused. We become those group of stones that's set up in his plot. All right, intersection. Good.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 8. Let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the blessed plate of faith and love, and for a helmet of the hope of salvation. For God hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
All right, man. Yep. That doesn't mean you can't drink a little bit of liquor and wine. What that means is to be what? Circumspect. And that means to be what? Patient. That word sober. All right. That means to be patient, you know, and bearing your soul and waiting on the Lord. All right. Get the second of the 15. Yep.
All right, it's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 11.
Right. So this day of blowing the trumpets. Oh, wait for this real quick. He's riding around making noise for no reason. Ain't going nowhere. You know, there's areas for everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, go ahead, brother. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 11.
That was a scooter.
I got a book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
Right, man. So the Lord is going to smite Egypt with plagues as before. What's that? The second Egypt. Come on, right here. Spiritual Egypt. All right. But now that's what we're anticipating. See that? That's the anticipation of today. That's the memorial trumpet. The remembering, the anticipation that the Lord can do it again if we end up in that situation of being persecuted. All right. And we are being persecuted. We've been destroyed as a nation. We messed up. So we know that the Lord can deliver us again. All right. We're anticipating it. So that's what we're supposed to be in joy. All right. Got more? Yeah.
All right, it's the book of 2nd Esdras 16, starting at verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come?
That was basically the same plagues that were brought on Egypt. All right, some of them. All right, so the Lord is bringing that upon this place. All right, even Esdras in 542 BC, he knew about that. That's when he was speaking. All right, he knew about the future. He was anticipating it. All right, he knew there was going to come a day where we're going to need deliverance. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, in verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
And that word amendment just means correction. All right, so the Lord is sending that to correct our people, to not even correct our people, to correct the earth. He's gonna put everything back in its rightful place when the Lord sends the destruction. All right. Let's get back where we was at. All right, so now first Isaiah 58:1.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 1. And it reads, cry aloud.
So we cry aloud, right? That's your trumpet, that's your voice. Not no damn microphone with a 501c3 charter in your pocket. In case the police run up, you got the 501c3 business plan.
Spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
Right, so that means spare not, be no respecter of persons. Keep teaching. People walk by and scoff and mock at you, and they want you to shut up. You just keep on teaching. That's why we're not ragging on brothers that teach boldly. That's not the issue. We teach boldly. We snap sometimes too, you know. You be in the spirit. You be it's called righteous anger, or righteous vexation, or just joy. You be so excited, you know. But he said what? He said, read that again.
Cry aloud, spare not.
So cry aloud. That's why in this camp y'all see us doing this. We telling brothers to raise their voice, because the Lord commanded us to cry aloud, all right, and spare not.
I'm about to say, because there could be somebody down the street that might hear your voice and be like, what's he talking about?
What the hell they talking about?
And just out of curiosity, just walk past you, and it was meant for that brother to hear, or that sister to hear.
Yep. Go ahead.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
So lift up your voice as that trumpet now. See, that's our trumpet now. We're not in Jerusalem anymore. See, on this day, this holy day, the Feast of Trumpets, you will hear trumpets all throughout the city. You don't hear that in America. In America, they waiting for these wicked pagan holidays to come around. You know what's the one they doing next?
Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Halloween. Huh?
Labor Day.
Labor Day. What the hell is that again? Oh,
no working day.
No, yeah, it's like something about labor, right? Working.
I don't even know if that is labor.
They got all kind of holidays, man. You know, if you're a celebrity and you die, they're gonna give you a holiday.
Labor Day is supposed to be one day out of the year that nobody's supposed to work. All the federal workers supposed to get a day off. Everything's supposed to be shut down. But they don't do it like that. They just go out and buy shit.
Yeah. All these holidays in America are set up to make the elites money. That's it. It has no purpose to it. None of these holidays, man, it's all paganism. You know, it's all money-making schemes for these elites, man, for their system, their economy. All right? They know as soon as Black Friday come around, they're going to make a lot of money. As soon as Christmas come around, you're going to be like, oh, it's for the kids. Halloween, these damn people going to lose a lot of teeth eating all that damn candy. They're going to buy a bunch of candy and shit. Giving each other diabetes.
God.
What else? Where we at? And all these idiots out here chasing damn eggs and shit.
Bunny laying eggs.
Bunny laying eggs, yeah. You know, but they think what we doing is crazy. So that shows the power of the Lord. Go ahead, brother.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 36. But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And they knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall be the coming of the Son of Man be.
Yeah, you got it.
So the same way they celebrate these pagan holidays, not caring about prophecy, none of that. They don't want to hear the Lord's voice. They want to hear Esau's voice. The same way they was ignoring the prophets back then, and they're going to face the same judgment and get destroyed. That's why we're building up the spiritual ark while they're out there condemning themselves.
Right. Right. Isaiah 11 and 11.
It's Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt, and from Patros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign from the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
Right, man. That's right. Numbers 29 and 1. All right, so the Lord is going to set his hand again the second time. See, that's what we're waiting on. Somebody get that new heaven, new earth. Where endures righteousness. We waiting on that. Yep. Numbers. Let's get that first. Yeah, let's get the first. Then Numbers 29.
This is the book of Revelations 21, verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth.
No, those that's waiting. We're waiting on the new heaven.
Oh, come.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 13.
Yeah, you could. It's just what I said.
It says, nevertheless, we according to his promise, looking for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Yep. You catch the naked woman walking around.
You shall see a woman in the field.
Butt naked, basically. Yeah, butt naked with it.
Start from 12.
All right,
2 Peter 3 and 12.
Yeah.
It says, looking for and hasting until the coming day of Yahweh Shai.
Right, so we're supposed to be looking for. We're supposed to be looking for and hastening. All right, so how do we look for it? The Lord commanded us to watch. All right. So you have something called media. You have the internet. And your current events that happen in your city. So we're the watchers, right? All right. So he said, what?
Looking for and hastening to the coming day.
Right. You hasten the day by teaching this truth. All right. Go ahead.
Wherein the heavens being on fire.
Right. The heavens going to be on fire. All right. So the heavens are going to be on fire, called what? An atom bomb or a mushroom cloud. All right, with nuclear fire. Go ahead, brother.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Right, all the elements that Esau created, everything they made is going to melt. They shall build, but the Lord said he's going to throw down. You know, all these innovations, everything they're trying to build is going to be burned and melted.
Verse 13 says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and the new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Yeah, that's that anticipation. See, that's the remembering, the anticipating that the Lord can deliver us again, man. All right, and for the final time, man, deliver us out of Egypt, the second time.
This is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. Behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
Look at the elements. All right.
And
I think it's a Jake out the name Element.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall neither leave them root nor branch.
Right, it's gonna burn them and their little watches that they wear now, the damn eyeglasses that they're gonna wear, all the technology on it. You see that? You know, and what else they get inside of them? You know, the Lord said He about to burn all of that up, man.
To a crisp.
With thermonuclear fire. That's why you're hearing things about Russia. You're hearing things about Iran. That's the Most High doing it. A so-called black man that created the heavens and earth. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall.
That's right, man. So that's what the Lord said, man. He said you should be joyful for that. All right? You should be celebrating for that, man. He said what? Serve him with fear and trembling, though. You know, you still want to be excited, but still have that fear and trembling. You know, have that respect. Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah 50 and 34. Your Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. Period.
There you speak on.
Come on, man. That being Yahweh Shai, what the brother was just reading about, man. Coming back with healing in his wings, man. Coming to redeem the elect and ultimately getting those new bodies. All right? Heavenly bodies, man. Well, we won't sin no more.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22 and 20. As they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in my anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. The Lord, he's coming to melt those who not with his plan, man. Those who not hastening and waiting on his coming, on his promise. They're gonna be melt in that fire, man. As this brother brought the scripture, he's gonna be rest to the land. He's not gonna let the people labor in the very fire, man, for any much longer.
Right, man. And these people at rest. You know, they try to be at rest here, man. The Lord gonna wake them the hell up. He's gonna wake their ass up, scare them out of their sleep.
Yep.
You know, go ahead, Mazan, and then Erica.
All right, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, and verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And I just brought that out to back up the brothers, man. You know, that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, the plague for the people that fought against Jerusalem. Who is Jerusalem? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, and also the spectral bird. You know what I'm saying? He said that these people's eyes are gonna consume away in their holes, man, and their tongue is gonna be burnt out their mouth. You know, the day that's coming is gonna burn more than the 6th-degree burn, man.
All right, I got to preach that real quick. This is Sirach, chapter 4, 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. And that's something to celebrate. You know, we don't celebrate like we're already on the chariot, because that would take away from the fear and trembling. You know, but we celebrate because of the hope that the Lord gave us, man. That Yahweh Shai is about to return and deliver the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. You know? And the speckled bird Israelites that look like the other nations. All All right, I should say the Lord going to deliver the 144 in the 1/3. All right.
Numbers.
Yeah, numbers real quick. Oh, Uppercut.
Second Ezra chapter 2, verse 13. Just to back up the argument, all right? It says, "Go, and ye shall receive pray for a few days until you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch." All right. And so ultimately, that's what we're supposed to be doing, praying for a few days, man. Why? Because this is not our rest, all right? You know, hey, it's nothing down here for us, all right? So that's why we're supposed to be down here turning back to the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, all right, working for salvation, working to obtain salvation, man. Just like the brother Athanyala said. Why? Because if you're not praying for those few days, man, hey, you're a part of the problem. Why? Because you're enjoying the folly of this world, man. And just like the brother Mazan brought out too, hey, yeah, it's going to be destroyed too, man. Revert back to Isaiah 65 and 12 too. All right, if you're in the way, yeah, it's going to be nothing to the sword. You know why? Because you chose wherein the Lord delighted not.
Right, right, man. Number 29.
It's Numbers chapter 29, verse 1. And in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, ye shall have an holy convocation.
Right, this is a holy convocation today, the Feast of Trumpets. And a lot of our people don't even know that it's happening. The Most High is out there in the heavens, a so-called black man, Yahweh and his son Yahushua, and our people have no idea, man. They ready to celebrate Halloween, though. They're ready to celebrate Christmas when the Lord was born in the springtime. But they tell us he was born in the winter. Go figure. They tell us he was an Edomite when the Lord was a so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah, named Yahushua. All right, how about that one, right?
Don't say.
But it's a holy convocation. Go ahead.
Ye shall do no servile work.
So today becomes a Sabbath, right on the new moon. Go ahead.
It is a day of blowing of the trumpets.
A day of, in our term, you can blow the trumpets, man. That's part of our heritage. You know, if I had a shofar, I'd use that joint all day. You know, but it'd be a bunch of flat notes going out. You know what I mean? But so we blow up the trumpet, meaning, you know, you're gonna be in a fiery spirit to get these lessons done. You know, go meditate so the Lord can talk to you and you get your lessons done, man. And it's supposed to last, I think, like 8 days. All right. So go down to verse because if you read this whole chapter breaks down what was going on those days on the Feast of Trumpets. They was giving sacrifice, blowing the trumpet. But if you go right here to I think it's verse 35. Read over to the end.
Verse 35. On the 8th day.
See, it said, if you read through that chapter, it goes the first day, the second day, the third day. You know, it'll tell you how to keep the sacrifices. So all throughout those 8 days, you would hear trumpets blaring. You know what I mean?
On the 8th day, ye shall have a solemn assembly. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right.
But ye shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire.
There you go. So we offer sacrifice through doing this work now. You know what I mean? That's the spiritual sacrifice we offer up. We might link up like a camp, do a lesson or something like that. You know? Go ahead.
A sacrifice made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord.
Right, and that sweet savor is Yahushua. You know, in the spirit of truth. And the sacrifice made by fire, that's his word. Go ahead.
1 bullock, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without blemish.
Right, and none of those lambs and bullock could ever equate to the sacrifice we had through Yahushua.
Their meat.
You got it.
I got it.
You got it.
Isaiah chapter 66. Chapter 66, verse 3. He that killeth an ox is as if he slew a man. He that sacrifices a lamb as if he had cut off a dog's neck. He that offered up an oblation is as if he offered swine's blood. He that burneth incense as if he blessed an idol. Yea, they have chosen their own ways, and their soul delighteth not in their soul delighteth in their abominations. So there's no other kind of sacrifice. The Lord did away with the sacrifice when Yahushua came. It became the ultimate sacrifice. And the only other sacrifice, and the only other altar is the spiritual altar we're building up in the spirit, and the physical altar being America, which he has a great sacrifice in body. So those are only, as far as us, the children of Israel, Yahushua made the ultimate sacrifice.
All right, go ahead, brother.
Go on. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 21. I despise your feast days and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Do ye offer me burnt offerings, and your meat offerings? I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
And so when that being said, when Yahweh showed up on the scene, they still wanted to do all that. But Yahweh like, nah, you ain't got me. I got this. I got you. I got you. That's what Yahweh was saying. But that was the sacrifices that they had to do for the people gave them a sense of empowerment, and they didn't want that to be taken away from them. So they didn't want Yahweh to rule over them, but like they were ruling over the people.
Right? Can somebody get Hebrews 13 and 16? You can keep speaking. I'll get these two real quick. Yeah, Hebrews 13 and 16.
Hebrews 13 and 16.
13 and 16. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 16.
Right. Hebrews 10 and 26. Go ahead, bro.
Hebrews 13 and 16. But to do good and to communicate, forget not.
Right. So to do good, what's that? To do good is to do this work and teach. So you can teach on the Sabbath. That's why the Lord said that. Is it a righteous thing to do good on the Sabbath? Yes. And doing this work is a good work. The good fight of faith, right? The good news. All right. That's getting our brothers and sisters out of a ditch.
Right.
Just like a horse, right?
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
But to do good and to communicate, forget not, for with such sacrifices Yahweh is well pleased.
Whoa. So those are sacrifices that the Lord is well pleased with. All right, to communicate in righteousness, man. All right. Hebrews 10 to 26.
This is Hebrews chapter 10, verse 26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sin.
Right. All right. But what? Keep going. Right. One more verse.
But a certain fearful looking for a judgment and fiery indignation which shall devour the adversities.
The adversary.
That's like an adversary.
So adversary is a contender. So that's it. That's all they got to look forward to, is to be destroyed. Because there's no more sacrifices for sins, man. All right. The only sacrifice we have is our free will sacrifice, which is to do this work. All right. The free will offering.
Go on.
So look at that number. You already read that numbers.
Oh no, I didn't finish it.
Okay, go ahead.
Numbers chapter 29, verse 37. Their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullock, for the ram, and for the lambs shall be according to their number after the manner. And one goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, and his meat offering, and his drink offering. These things ye shall do unto the Lord in your set feasts, beside your vows, and your free will of offering.
See that? The free will offering again. And that's what we're doing today, you know? To present your body as a living sacrifice, man. All right? And we don't have free will. He's just saying, yo, it got to be in you to do this work. You know, it's on you.
What did Paul say? If I do this thing willfully, then there is a reward for me. That's but right. If I do it unwillfully, there's a dispensation of the Spirit.
Right, man. Right, just a dispensation.
And just like the elders said, if you come out here in a insincere spirit, you constantly destroying and tearing down, but you're not building up in the faith of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's
destruction unto you.
Bottom line.
Not right, conducive man. For Yahweh Shem Yahushai to use.
Right, man. Yeah, I said the anger, our anger worketh not the will of Yahweh.
Right.
You know? A lot of these dudes might be mad at their girls, so they come out here and cuss out every black woman. Call all the women demons. It's like, yo, the Lord didn't tell us to say that. Yahweh wasn't down here calling them demons.
No.
He called the wicked ones demons.
Yeah.
But he had women that followed him around that would clean stuff and do stuff. They had an argument who cleaned more. And he said what? He said, honor the woman as a weaker vessel. He didn't say honor her as a weaker demon.
They arguing over who clean. He can't even get a bitch to clean either.
Yeah. So, but you know, because you got a lot of women watching our videos, and they be questioning like, why everybody calling them demons now?
Right.
And some people, women could commit suicide off that shit. You know, they watching our videos, and out of nowhere, we just say, hey, they all demons. Imagine that. So
it's even the point where someone say, yeah, because my demon, you got really a demon that resides with you?
Yeah, the Lord say a wicked woman gonna be given as a portion to a wicked man. So hey man, maybe that's your fault for not educating on the truth or choosing the wrong type of woman. But don't blame it on all the women and have men going home calling their wives demons and shit. You know what I mean? Then you know.
Honor them as the weaker vessel.
That's it.
So you might have a demon on them, but you're supposed to be the righteous man to cast that demon off of them and build them back up.
Yeah, with that being said, you would think that the men can't be demons.
Yeah, con.
Oh, okay.
It's like, yo, what about that part?
Yeah.
So hey man, it is what it is. It's just a thought in my mind real quick. You have something to say about it?
Con, I was gonna say, why are you dwelling with the demon anyway? You're supposed to rebuke demons. You're supposed to reproach, blame, reproach. You're supposed to rebuke. You're supposed to make demons flee. You ain't supposed to be cohabitating with one. That's not how that works.
You're right, cuddling with demons.
Yeah, you cuddling with demons, you gonna get up with more demons.
That's right, with fleas, man.
Yeah.
When the Lord say that, man, you know, get away from her.
You're supposed to cut her off from your flesh, and she doesn't go the way you want her to go, according to Sirach.
Yeah, don't get on the microphone and just like, yeah, fuck these women. Nah, bro. You gotta make your choices at home. Yeah, bro.
Oh, this is Psalm chapter 101, verse 6. My eyes shall be upon the faithful of the land, that they may dwell with me. He that walketh in the perfect way, he shall serve me. So the real men of the Lord are not here bullying, not only the one, they're not bullying anybody. They're out here doing the Lord's work, meek and humble. And that's what the Lord is looking for. He doesn't deal with pride, arrogant people.
Right, brother.
Want me to continue with the numbers?
Hey. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, go ahead. You can continue with it.
All right. Numbers chapter 29, verse 39. These things you shall do unto the Lord in your set feasts, besides your vows and your free will of offerings, for your burnt offerings, and for your meat offerings, and for your drink offerings, and for your peace offerings. And Moses told the children of Israel according to all the Lord commanded Moses. And that's it.
Right, man. So he commanded Moses, and he commanded that Moses let us know what we should be doing. All right. So today we try to keep that holy day along with the elder apostles of GMS. You know, some may keep it following the new moon, but this will be like the 7th month, you know, to get it out the way, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So today, man, the Feast of Blowing the Trumpets. And today you can celebrate with your family, or maybe have some wine when you get home and praise the Most High, man, his true name, Yahweh, and his son, Yahushua. You know, and it'll be like a little sanctuary here in this spiritual Egypt. All right, and we're anticipating the deliverance and for the Lord to bring us into the promised land as before. All right, the land of milk and honey. All right. So with that, man, we're gonna end this one up. Wrap this one up at least. Any more precepts? Sure.
This is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So these people out here beating on their chest, they're proud of themselves. They're not proud that they have the Lord on their side.
That ain't faith causing you to have pride.
Yeah.
Faith and pride, you can't put them in the same basket.
That's just like chopping on a sandwich.
Good, man.
This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. It says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So let your light shine, be an example for you how watch your mouth shine, so that people can see what you're doing and how you're living, and turn and reverence, give honor and praise to you how watch your mouth shine. Shine your light.
That's it, man.
Even if they're a gangsayer, man, they'll be hesitant. They'll think twice to say something against you. As the scriptures say, you make your enemies be at league with you.
Peace with you, yeah.
Right. You got one? Good. All right, we're gonna end it there on this topic at least. And you know, and before we close out, we had a brother. right, so with that, we're gonna end it there, man, and enjoy the rest of your Sabbath and stay in the spirit, man, and let this carry you throughout the week. You know, I think it's an 8-day celebration, so stay in the spirit, man, and let that carry you throughout the at least throughout the next year, the year, because it gets tough. You know what I mean? And as easy as you, as quick as you become enjoy, the devil gonna be right there to steal it from you. So you gotta be on your P's and Q's, man. Remain circumspect, and always think, what will Yahweh Shai do? All right. So hey, we're gonna end it there and say, call, Elohim, La, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Ha, Rakah, Wadash, Ma. All right. Double honor to the other apostles of GMS and the elders, and Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim, the children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth, man. All right, and stay in the spirit, man. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.